Hey everybody, Johnny Be Good here, along with, we have Edward on the phone for, I don't know for how long as Sprint allows it. Today is, what is it, Tuesday, December 9th, 2014. Local time here is 11:07. Temperature is, 45 degrees, just south of Parowan, Utah. So Edward, where are you at?
I'm in Bloomsbury, New Jersey, just past PA line.
Okay. How long you been trucking, Edward?
Almost 3 years.
3 years. Where do you live?
I'm from the Harrisburg area of Virginia.
Say that again. Sprint's cutting out.
Oh, I'm from the Harrisonburg area, Rockingham County, in Virginia.
Oh, you must be close to. You ever pick up over there in that coffee creamer place?
White Wave?
White Wave?
No, but I know of it. I see lots of trucks that go there. Of course, you know.
You're a dry van driver, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Although I am interested if it came along and it worked out that, you know, I'd like to learn some reefer loads too. So.
Well, I mean, WEL goes to that place all the time. I mean, that's one of our biggest account in Virginia. So, you know, if you per se work for WEL, chances are you'll be there, you know, every week. So, I mean, that's providing they, you know, I don't know how that works, whether they're gonna run you there or not, but you know, it's possible that since they pick up, it's actually a drop and hook at that White Wave. So,
right.
Yeah. So, how long you been trucking? What got you into trucking, Edward?
Well, honestly, I used to work at Walmart, but I kind of fell in some hard times, and I didn't have that job anymore. And after a little bit of, you know, looking around, little struggles, I went for a crazy idea that I would go for my CDL license.
At what age were you when you went to truck driving school?
24.
24. So that's about the youngest. 21 or 23 is about the average. Most company hire student drivers, right?
Yeah, that's usually, usually they say in the paper, like, you know, 23 years of age, or.
Yeah, usually 21 is a little too young for companies to be looking for. I mean, I know you can drive at 21, but most companies don't hire until 24 or 23. So.
Right.
Yeah. So, where did you go to truck driving school at?
I actually went to a school in Indianapolis, Indiana, called C1, or Driver Solutions.
All the way out there? Why so far?
Well, because I didn't really have the money to go to a community college in my area, and they were the only ones that responded that they would cover my expense of coming there.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I had to do was figure out how to get there, which I had a car at the time, and you know, they set me up with a company, and that is how I paid them back. So nothing really came out of my pocket. It was a way for me to get my training.
I see.
So
who's the first company you worked for?
USA Trucks.
USA Trucks. Now, if you could do it all over again, would you still go the truck driving route, or would you find something else?
No, I can definitely say now I cannot go back. I cannot go just standing around in a store and, you know.
Yeah, once you're out on the road, it's hard to get back in to a building, isn't it?
I think it would be. I think I would, be very like anxious, like I'm stuck in one place for 8 hours versus, I can be in a whole different place in 8 hours driving.
In my case, Edward, it was like I hated trucking. When my first 8 months, I hated trucking, but the longer I stayed in it, the more I hated it and the more I depended on it. The more I hated and dreaded the idea of going back to a warehouse where time seems to stand still for 8 hours.
Right. This is it. Well, I won't say I've never said I didn't hate it, because because when I started USA Truck, I went to Texas and Oklahoma, and a lot of over the road, long distance. Not California, but Texas was as far west as I've ever been in my young life. So that was a big experience. And
so what was it like for you to be exposed to all these different states, different accents, different terrains, different stuff? Was it a lot of people don't understand is how massive the United States is, how big it is. And some people may say, well, you're an American. Why is that such a big shocker to you? But
yeah. Well, I have a new appreciation for how long it took, because I picked up a load in one time in somewhere in New Jersey, around the big the Port Authority and all that mess, and it was a load of wine and spirits, and it was going to Houston, a place that sells those kinds of exotic drinks and things like that.
Yeah.
And because USA Truck, they have alcohol so I could transport. And actually, that was one of the first things I hated about New Jersey, was the fact that to get a permit, you have to actually get it when you arrive. There's not like a permit, beforehand.
Yeah, you're the second person that told me about that, about that permit. It's quite a hefty fine too if you don't have it. Yeah,
and it's, from what they told me, it's just so I can get out of New Jersey, because to legally drive alcohol through New Jersey, you have to have that.
Yeah.
So
now, how long were you a student driver?
4.5 weeks.
4.5 weeks. After that, did you become a co-driver, or you went solo?
I went solo. I was before that, I had 3 weeks of schooling, of learning my training and passing my tests and learning how to back up and how to drive on the road around actual people and cars and things. Hold on, I lost my thought.
So what was it like for you? What was it like for you to be solo? I bet that was quite a relief to be all on your own, right?
Yes, because I had I kept in my testing to get my license, because that's the last thing you have to do is take the state driving test, and then you get your license at the school. And I got through my backing. I got through the pre-trip inspection, which is very thorough. They want everything named, labeled, and what you're looking for and all that, and to memorize that. And then then I would get to the driving part, and the first time I you know, I instead of putting it in third gear, I put it in fifth gear, and I stalled it out, you know, to the point where, you know, he couldn't pass me. And then the next one, I was gearing down for a off ramp, and I didn't get it in gear in time, and I coasted, and that's not allowed either. You know, to coast out of gear for so many feet. So, but each time I kept getting closer, and finally, the third time, literally, I just had everything down. I didn't miss shifts. I didn't coast. I was on top of it finally.
Yeah.
So it was a but after struggling through that, and then learning everything I had to learn with a trainer, yes, it was a huge relief. It was, you know, I literally prayed to God that He would see me through this. So
Did you get along with your over-the-road trainer for USA?
Yes, I mean, I've heard horror stories about changing drivers and, of course, you know, this and that, but he really taught me. He didn't just do it for me. He actually let me experience what it's like to back it up, and, you know, in different angles, and how the trailer reacts to your turning input is different at every place.
Yeah.
So I mean, he would get out and, you know, help me to back up and stuff, but I still did it on my own. You know, he didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
So, but then it got to the point where he didn't need to do that. That I could, you know, more or less pull up and line up and back in, and, you know, without a problem. So I definitely will say that he taught me very well.
Now, what you know about trucking now? If you knew it back then, would you still go truck driving, or would you gone to school more? And
100% honest, everything that I know now, I think I would have maybe not. You know, I still would have gone and got my CDL, but maybe tried to pursue, I don't know, a different form of transportation. I don't know, but I think it worked out the way it's supposed to.
I mean, what if you could build a time machine, and you could travel 5 years back in time?
Oh.
What would you tell yourself different? I mean, what would you tell your young self? Would you slap them around and say, "Hey, shape it up and don't do this, and you're gonna come across this guy and stay away from this guy," or, you know what I mean? I've always been wondered about that.
I'm not sure. I mean, I definitely would have made different choices, better choices, but, you know, because some of the things that led to me trucking were negative, and that was, you know, my responsibility. So I would definitely done or made different, better choices for sure. But I think I always wanted to be a trucker because even as a little kid, you know, I admired them. I look forward to driving on vacations because 9 times out of 10, I could get the truck drivers to honk for me.
Now, are you first generation truck driver in your family, or any uncles?
As far as I know, I'm the only one. I think my grandfather may have, when he had time in the Army, he may have drove something. I don't remember. But as far as a tractor trailer, I'm fairly certain I'm the only one.
Okay. In my case, after truck driving school, I learned that my dad was a truck driver. I was kind of like shocked that, but then again, my dad he's one of those jack of all trades and master of none, you know, but so. Any last words, any advice for young wannabe truck drivers out there, Edward? I mean,
well, definitely study your material that they tell you, because they're not joking when they say they're going to want you to name and memorize every part of the truck, because you'll need to, for sure. And then, I guess I tried to be, or I wish I would have been a little more proactive in what I was doing. Because I didn't know, this was, I didn't know honestly 100% that it would work out, that I would actually get my CDL, but it did. So definitely have more confidence in your ability, because you will get it.
Yeah. Well, Edward, I am at the fuel island here at the TA, so I got to get fuel. Thanks for the interview there, Edward.
Yeah, sure. Give me a holler again if you think about it. So.
All right. Well, catch you later. So, everybody, that was Edward, and he's one of my subscribers and also a fellow truck driver. So, we got to go. We'll catch you later. Have a good and godly day there, Edward.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
You too.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.